Boo. Hello everybody. We are at it again. Sheesh. Well, last stream I said I was going to read 21's affection story first, but developments happen. So I'll be reading Haicma's affection story as intended from the very beginning. This will be an interesting stream, all things considered. It will at least allow me to have some experience reading story on stream, as well as hopefully build some endurance in general. I'm just not used to talking for a long period of time on a stream. Hopefully I'll do basically every affection story that matters in PGR mostly. Or at least every affection story that matters to me. There are affection stories I will not read, mainly because I don't just care for those characters, or they just don't appeal to me or whatever. But I'll read majority of them. Of course, I also won't read the extremely old ones. Like the ones that really don't matter. So, without any further ado, let me boot it up first. And let's switch. Here we go. Of course, we have Best Girl number 1. Alongside Luna, Best Girl number 1 times 2. I have 2 Best Girl number 1. And now we shall start. Oh, wrong character. Wrong character. Now we shall start. Here we go. Excuse me for a second. I'll be drinking water, because I have been drinking tea up until now. And I'll increase the volume of the window itself to compensate. I think that should be fine. There's some weirdness in the audio, but we're gonna ball with it. Compared with the fading ruins, the residential area hiding within them still more or less restrained from their past facade. Stationed between the high-rise, they have avoided the punishing virus in their small pockets. Without fire and blade, the only thing that had passed through here is time. I'm getting results of the scans. There seems to be 5 anomalies around here. We are the anomalies. I checked the scanner again. The model is separated from friends and foes is apparently broken. There is no sign of corrupting passing through here, so why? Who knows? How the conservation area got marked by the wave of corrupted? All the surrounding area has been torn apart like here, except for like last defense underground. That's why we sent here as a reinforcements. Commanded. We have to set up the scouting devices on the rooftop next. Please don't stay too far away, even if there are no signs of enemies nearby. The engineering force member assigned to help you and the Grey Raven proceed with their duties. There's nothing you can do right now, so you can only decide to vantage point where you can observe the surroundings. So you'll walk around the road between the remaining buildings until one of them catches your attention. It appears to be the least tattered building from the outside, sitting in a secluded corner. Entering the main hall, you find exactly as you expect. Not a chaotic wreckage, but a quiet decay. As of silently stepping into the end, you feel forgotten by the world, like the dust that has gathered within. That is so poetic, I swear to God. The rich colors of the past lingers on the flaking walls. Your dust gathered on a handle on the door, and the room beside you seemed to have been wiped away. The handle has been turned, so it's not a corrupted. Your index fingers lies on the grip of your pistol, as your other hand reaches for the door of the handle. I shall open the door. Last said words in Doki Doki Literature Club reference. Swoosh. You smell the scent of greenery, following where the wind comes from. You see the sky. Looking from here, you see the trees swaying in the light. Cracked walls, climbing vines, scattered paper, old notebooks. The bright sunlight floods the room, soaking into the glistering white air. A small breeze moves the ends, bringing the hair to the drifting petals. The silver white hair figure leans on a chair, her eyes closed. It seems that all but the small corner of the large world, perfectly preserved in this stillness. The preposterous absurdity ought to feel distasteful, but it feels more serene instead within her presence. And yet, she does not react to you approaching in the open. It seems as if she entered eternal sleep. Wanting to be sure, you arrive by her side in silence. Even your breath seemed too capable of stirring up the canvas, creating a ripple. I'll reach my hand. Your fingers touch her icy shoulder. Her calm face twitches. A pair of pale golden eyes meet yours. The moment you are impressed by how clear they are. She tightly grabs your arm before you can react, and her other hand presses against your neck. Surprised. Her function still works perfectly. She has avoided the anomaly scanner only because she was sleeping. But you have never seen a construct who would let their guard down this much while resting. She had no awareness of her surroundings, as if she had shut her system down. Try to reach your pistol. Her grip tightens. You cannot be certain if you can take her down with one shot, even if you are above mundane incantation. Incantated? Oh yeah, that. The ability to shoot quickly. Her delicate face remained unblemished by the exhibited carefully prepared. At this distance, even the smallest flinch cannot fool the visual models of a construct who is engaged in battle. But she has not killed you outright, which means, with a great difficulty, you gesture towards the patch in your arm, indicating that you came from Babylonia and not a scavenger looting at parts. Sorry for interrupting your sleep. The young lady releases her hands, leaning back in her seat. Her beef coral and her hostility seem to have melted from the sunlight. What remains is now only a lady conversating with a stranger. Judging from her clothing, you believe that she's a construct from the conservation area. Pronounce it correctly, Rojek. Conservation area. Huh. She's a construct from the conservation area nearby. Did I look like I was sleeping like a human to you? Not really. The lady stops asking and picks up a piece of paper. Improvement required. Lacking detailed explanation on the different stages. She murmurs as if she were reflecting on the results of the experiment. Excuse me, but what are you doing? Studying how to sleep like a human. She gathers all the paper, stacking them nicely on the table. Papers. There needs to be an S there. You have learned of something like this from the staff on the Star of Life. After becoming a construct for a while, some people feel some kind of unease. It's not a cause of physically, nor a hardware issue per se. It comes from the cognitive dissonance one feel after losing their flesh and blood, the way of completely upended. Unable to adjust mentally, some of them find it difficult to accept their new identities. Mimicking past behaviors is a sign of that. Apparently the lady before you plans exactly that. Can I ask what those are? Activity logs that are called diaries. But the information seems to have been filtered. The records are not complete, and their details are lacking. More of a summary, I think. Therefore, it has been difficult to recreate them. There are too many unpredictable variables. Diaries are not bookkeeping. It's hard to demand so many details of them. But if she wants to experience life before becoming a construct, is there not more direct way laid out before her than intimidating those records? What about writing a diary? Writing a diary? Unlike the data stored in electronic components, human memories always fade away, which is why humans need to select and record the important parts. It's an act to counter the innate flaw. You want to experience what it feels like to be human, right? Again, right? Again? Right. My calculations suggest that this proposal is a higher chance of success. Instead of forcing herself to repeat what cannot be recreated from those diaries, she should perhaps try to choose the memories worth preserving and record themselves. She can reflect on and she can reflect on and analyze them during the process. After all, recording the facts that not really the only purpose to write the diary. Opening her notebook again, she seems to be about to put the idea into action. But before that, you should probably do something about the construct acting alone outside the conservation area. Commandant, where are you? Lucia's voice appeared in the comms, interrupting your train of thought. You quickly leave the room. What's wrong, Lucia? The device is not deployed. The new scouting team is reporting an unusual presence in the uninfected mechanoids. The temporary command center on the surface has ordered us to investigate. After confirming where you will meet, you return to the room, only to find the silver figure gone, alongside the paper and notebook. With her gone, time moves again in the room, as if your encounter was just a fantasy, a memory displayed by the abandoned house. But she's a construct from a nearby conservation area. Chances you'll meet again. Damn. Well, that was a really good fall time. Now we have to do it 5 more times. Cool. I do like this affection story, by the way. Hello, Nexus. How are you? Damn, went to suck here hard. Was away. Glad you managed to catch on. Welcome. This is your first stream on the RJ side. Welcome to the place where we worship garlic bread and Toho Lunar Nights on occasion. I'll try to read all of this in one go. This stream. So at the least, Valix will have a full VOD he can actually watch later. 2 kilometers away from the conservation area, 001 rebuilt. A hole punctuated through the clouds at the edge of the dull gray sky, allowing a soft glow of the sun to go through and cast a light on the towering buildings. The wind blows through the past buildings, generally bashing against the lady's clothes. I hope the winter's treating you well, Valix. I'm in Nexus. Sorry, I have brain damage. She stands in the gap between the broken railings on the edge of the balcony, where the birds in the city claim their domain. Underneath the eye-catching, old-fashioned flappy hat is a pair of golden pupils staring into the distance. In theory, she can stand there until the reinforcing bars decay and break, as long as the parts that maintain her balance remains functional. A slender figure built like an amalgamation of metal alloys is more powerful than the strongest body made of flesh and blood. But why is she standing there? However you view it, she looks like a pigeon that is alone and helpless, lost in the intense debate whether to fall. Leaving her be does... What? Oh. I accidentally touched it and skipped a lot. We'll do this again, but... Leaving her be does not seem like a good idea, but recalling your last encounter, you figure out that you should be more cautious in case she thinks of being hostile again. You open her arms and position fifthly before you, approaching the lady carefully. Then she sees you, her eyes clear as peaceful as upon before. Get some fresh air and take the scenery. I was simply following instructions. And yep. Since the buildings are blocking the view, I calculated that this is the best location to do so. Do you have any suggestions? This woman will be the end of Commandant, I swear. You think back. You're in here on this balcony is because you noticed a strayed construct after you dodged a falling object. And you almost became the first recorded commander to be heavily wounded by a fallen railing. I forgot that. Yeah, that will be quite the record on you. Really, commanded. Express all your queries. I was sent here to scout the area. Currently, I am on my maintenance break. About the middle railing. It was occupying the best location to get some fresh air on the balcony, according to my calculations, so I proceed to move it. She says casually, as if she has not done... As if all she has done was putting a book away, as she holds down her hair gently to keep the wind from blowing it back. There's something I want to know personally. Why not a hilltop if you just go to get some fresh air? According to diaries, getting fresh air on the balcony can relieve stress. So the balcony is also a fact. Are you stressed? Stressed about the diaries. She holds a bundle of neatly strapped notebooks. This is the most I can collect in a day. Presumably, they are still not enough. I said that too forcefully. What do you mean? Instead of those incomplete journals, I require more comprehensive records. More comprehensive? Excuse me? A diary should contain everything its author does in one solar day. Your spider senses are tingling. The amusement Felix is looking for, but ain't getting from the main story. Yeah. The characters knowing each other and funny moments. I do see where he's coming from, though. Those affection stories should not be locked behind, like, you know... What is the word? Gifts and affection level. Like what they did with, like, the new S ranks, where all of their affection stories are available. That should be all characters, in my opinion. Like, the fact that old characters and still new A ranks still have this treatment is annoying. Also, the fact that Discord doesn't have a voice-acted affection story annoys me even more. Moving on. Yes, my inner Spider-Man is talking to me right now. For example, records on activities, records on thoughts, records on visuals, records on audio, records on smell. Wait a second. Records on touch, records on simulation emotion, records on frame status. Hold on. Records on combat, records on weapon maintenance, records on injuries. The girl before you is non-speaking in incredible speed, as if she's wilder than the guy from Babylonia who fudged with his report summary. You're talking about Asimov, Commandant. You're not being slick. I know that. Also, I like the fact that I immediately figured out that she's talking really fast. I immediately figured it out. Isn't it great that we don't have to breathe? How sick is everything as one go? A certain construct. A certain construct. I wonder who. I really wonder who now. But you're not gonna stop here, her mind will deviate. Hold on! Was there something wrong with the sequence? Did I forget something? You only need the journal for important things. Important things? I believe the data sets that I mentioned are highly prioritized. And above them? Please clarify. What's more important than the data about yourself? Let's say there's something before you. Something that can make you forget your data for a while. That's what you put in a diary. She's not understanding you, Commandant. Would it decide to try and bury the light here? Within? It buried the light within? I cannot believe this. Not even the power can handle winter. Holy shit. Look, you don't need health data in the diary, right? October 21st. Took some meds today for my upset stomach. Error report and maintenance report. But you were drawn to that or the other content. She falls silent. It seems that she can still understand, albeit in the less straightforward way. If words are the problem. What about painting? Painting? I should stop moving the phone too much, because that's apparently what's causing the audio hiccups. Pictures are more direct than words. Paint one picture every day about the most important thing you have seen that day. Just one? I see, to eliminate the chances that I record everything into one of my paintings. The visibility of this experiment is estimated to be too high, despite having recorded all visual data in my eternal memory drive. I believe this external recording is the closest approximate to being human. A 24-hour footage record? Cannot believe that they have installed a dysfunction to a construct in the conservation area. Still, she's not very guarded for a construct that acts alone. Aren't you worried that I might be tricking you? Given your heart rate has not fluctuated, the possibility of you lying to me is very low. And your suggestion is indeed viable. Doesn't matter to me if it was a lie. You should still be more careful. That's not necessary. From the data I collected, you pose no threat. Damn. She literally told the Commandant, you're weak as shit. She literally told you you're a weak shit. Looking in her eyes, you immediately remember the day you met and how quickly she subdued you. Yeah, Commandant. Unfortunately, according to all these affection stories and more, you are a bottom. You are indeed a bottom. Maybe it's the light, but you seem to notice a slight change in her tranquil expression. You're smiling, aren't you? Smiling. I'm recommending a smile right now. Never mind. Now is not the time to dwell on it. You shall return to your mission, now that you have confirmed her safety. After all, the airdrops have begun. The conservation area nearby needs you to bring back enough supplies. Are you leaving? Yeah, let's save it next time if there is something else. Next time, the chances of meeting again has decreased from 1.4% to 0.12%. This possibility is negligible. If there's something else you want to say, I recommend you say it now. Why does her description unnerve you? Can you tell me your name? Haicma. My nuts. Haicma, you repeat that name. And the nuts. Okay, I'll stop. Haicma, you repeat the name. And you're pretty sure it's not any development list you have seen. You figure the higher-ups must have been pushing for some more constructs so they can save the starving conversation area from despair. You don't believe in miracles, do you, Haicma? Miracles, the occursion of impossible odds? Perhaps it's just the spur of the moment, or perhaps because you're affected by the dropping estimates of success, says in the rescue report, but you do not want her to draw that conclusion. If we kept trying, maybe our efforts will turn into a miracle. That's just a one-sided perspective. Miracles are merely after-the-fact conclusions. But miracles exist. The conservation area is one of them, and so is this encounter. A correction, we had 1.4% chance of encountering each other. This time, that higher possibility is what made humans have traditionally considered a miracle. So if we meet again after this, will you believe in miracles then? Why do you keep pushing me to believe in miracles? Because sending you to this conservation area is to create a miracle in the first place. Haicma gazes at the human's departing figure. If you know my purpose was not what you expected, would you have still understood why your statement was false from the very start? Your processor have long arrived at this conclusion, but Haicma cannot communicate this message no matter what. She might have agreed with this human if she was a construct. They may be machines physically, but they still share the same souls as humans. Which is why constructs are not accepted into the Church of Machina. Machines are not make mistakes. It always has been like that. She does not worry about being heard. The human has long vanished at the end of the corridor after waving goodbye. She watches the corner until the passing breeze rattles the paper. She should go now. I must prepare for my paintings. When the night comes and the land is quiet, Haicma, having returned to her base, takes out a piece of paper and places it on the drawing board. Slowly, the empty world is filled with colors and lines. In the center of the departing figure of a human, walking further and further away. This is Haicma's first painting in many years. Haicma's first painting is us. She likes me, bro. For real, for real. I'll drink water. Excuse me. Delicious. 2.5 kilometers away from the conservation area, reconstructed site 02. A small pathway hiding between the collapsed buildings. Overlapping debris covers the area above you, one filling the gap of the other. Occasionally, the light shines through the cracks, giving you your journey a sudden burst of brightness. And they, in fact, met again. It's the silent yo. One after another, the two of you walked onward. I've detected that our paths have been overlapped over 30 minutes. May I ask if I can interpret your actions as tracking me? That's the 7th time she asks that. Why do you ask that 7 times? Or was it 6 times? 6, 7? 6, 7? To be heading the same way. I can walk ahead if you want. She does not slow down. After all, with her more advanced visual models, it's more reasonable for her to lead the way. But this is a scavenger's path, which is the scouting team called the Communication Hell. You're just installing a motion sensors around the conservation area. There's no need for you to be out in the open. So you followed Babylonia's suggestions and traveled on this long corridor alone after the other Grey Ravens were sent to assist the short-staffed teams. But you did not expect to run into Haicma. Is she on the special mission where she has to stay hidden? That makes it inappropriate for you to ask her. Do the people from the conversation area still distrust the reinforcements from Babylonia? He streams? Yes, I do be streaming. Yes. Welcome, Alex. Next is saying that good writing is hidden here? Well, a lot of them do have good writing. Not all of them, mind you. The same goes for PGR chapters. Some of them good, some of them not. And the same goes here. Some of them good, some of them not. But I'll try to read majority of them. The ones that matter, that is. The problem is that a lot of the old affection stories are like either don't matter or retconned. So from Haicma's affection story and onwards is when they actually start mattering. Like this one tells you how Haicma knows Commandant to begin with. To the people from the conservation area still distrust the reinforcements from Babylonia. Trust requires proof. It has to be built upon the foundation of logic and rationality. She suddenly stops stalking, her eyes focusing on the unremarkable corner. Walking towards there, she kneels down. It's a lily buried in the ruins, sustained only by the gleam sunlight through the cracks, on the verge of dying. You can hardly describe the flower as sprouting. Every second that weird plant lives is a mercy from the Grim Reaper. Retconned, of course. Yeah, well, there's only one affection story I know is retconned. That is the first shoe frame. That affection story is retconned, I think. Maybe not. Who knows? Maybe they have an excuse for that. Maybe it's like a simulation or like a dream. Maybe something like that. I wish next Valentine's will be held in Babylonia. Open game mode. Oh yeah, I see. So you want next Valentine's to be in the Babylonia mode. They could do that, yeah. That would be nice. But I do think like the Babylonia mode stories are already affectionate enough. But more will be fine, I see. Yeah, I do agree with that. In the grey and dark world, the rebels built on a stage where the dying performer stands in the spotlight playing the last act of its life. The surrounding ruins are waiting for the curtain call so they can maybe be devoured by the sun figure. After short silence, Haicma suddenly stands up. It's too late. I read that too deep. Her pitiful whisper sounds like a sentence. There's no feasible way to save it. How come? Inspect. The roots are not rot. There's no signs of pest infestation. The slay is not looking good, but it's not beyond salvage. The stem and leaves are heavily damaged. There's not enough water in the soil. It can't survive being reported. And this is not an habitable environment. It won't live long according to my calculations. Take out your flask. Shaking the flask, you compare the water level to the volume maker and estimate that there should be 300 mils of clean, drinkable water remaining. Then you take out the protective film that was wrapping around your testing device and roll it into a ring. If you can take care of the temperature and the water source, you look up on where the sun is sweeping through, making sure that the surrounding area is modifiable. I will reach the canonical Babylonia mode in the next Valentine's. Go on to Uwa. You are barely on life support reading PGR. We are on life support. Me, Rojak, and IA. Not gonna lie, Nexus. It's Valix on life support, really. It's him on life support, not us. The only time we were on life support is when we read Polaris Bond. And you know that. You know that very well. God, I do not... I should, like, map out a way to skip nodes when we get to that chapter. If we get to it. Because there's no fucking way we're reading the whole thing. It is just not gonna happen. Standing on a fallen column, you take out the glow stick, breaking one into the glow fluorescent liquid on the tip of your combat knife. Looking at the angles of the sun shining through and taking changes of day and night into account, you determine the required area and mark it with your knife. You have explosive on you, but they will not do here, as the shockwave alone will destroy the fragile plant. Ignoring how the bullets will ricochet in a close space, you cannot put an accurate hole through the concrete and steel bars with your pistol. And forget about your army knife. By the time you finish digging a hole, the flower will probably have sprouted. At the end of the day, you alone can solve the problem with sunlight. Even with everything you've done, the chance of the lily living long enough to bloom is lower than 1%. Indeed. Rain, storm, pest, collapsing ruins, hungry wild beasts. Even a brush of a scavenger's cloak can kill the lily with ease. We're all on life support. I shall call it the PGR Local Hospitals Conservation Area. That's what it shall be called. I just hope that now Valix will reach the end of Bianca's chapter and has 2 more chapters until you get to the character evolution then. We'll see. Bianca's chapter is... it's good and bad. In what ways? Like, the beginning and the end are good. The middle... the middle is dragging a bit. So I do hope that one goes well. I guess I can say the same thing about No One's chapter to a degree, but that is all chat. That's a whole different topic. But it's still trying. If we're reaching for the sun, as if hoping for a miracle. A miracle. Less than a 1% chance. I don't see its value. Perhaps it won't turn out the way you expected. But if you don't try and hold into something, miracles will never happen. You tap the spot you marked on the wall. I could use your help here, Haicma. Request declined. Haicma. A protrusion at 4 o'clock has a chance to cause an enforcement panel on the right to collapse. Your request is partially declined. Please watch yourself. You got it. Boom. The shriek from her blade guiding into the stone walls quickly drowned out by the sound of a heavy rubble that's crashing the ground. Sweeping away the dust before you, you find yourself involved by sunlight. It's super effective! Like that game with Pikachu in it! Will that do? Yes, thank you, Haicma. You block the sunlight with one arm and tear away the dust-covered protective film with another. Your eyes still adjusting to the brightness, but your breath slight relief once you see the shape of the frail but standing sprout. Standing among the debris, Haicma observes the broken wall from the opening she created. Undoubtedly, leaving the scavenger's path will lead to even more dire situations. Miracles cannot sustain anyone. The plant has more than 99% chance of dying, presumably over 200 different ways. The moment Haicma's visual sensor captured it, her process will calculate and present her with its endings as much more realistic way. Machines do not make mistakes. So she turns around, looking at the lily once more, but she finds something completely different this time. The gentle breeze is holding the dumping buds up, and the sunlight slowly gathers around the flower after casting out away in the darkness. Beautiful, dignified, pure. None of those words would actually match the appearance of the plant before her. And yet, the image of it blooming overlaps with reality somehow. It sways in the wind, with its petals blooming, bathing in the sunlight, like how the lilies looked in her database. I have been seeing chat going on. Character progression, PGR story bad, ooh, a story bad. Like the next chapter to an extent, the character and expression some character better at all. I'll continue reading to prove you wrong. Wheels clashing, ladies and gentlemen, in our chat. Only in the Rojak chat you will see, and I guess in Valak stream as well, you'll see wheels crashing. Trashing each other's games like no other. Little do they know that I am betting on both sides, so I'm getting my money regardless. The water on the second film layer is dripping into the soil exclusively. According to our observations, one of the sides simply collapsed, leading to the slight excess. All is required a small adjustment. Adjustment complete. Thanks, Haicma, that will do. 0.74, 0.717, 0.7184. The number is climbing? With your every act, the lily survival rate increases ever so slightly. Still, the increase is just a drop in the bucket. It never exceeded 0.8 before the two of you departed. But it's itching closer to the chance of two of you meeting again. At night, the city without a light goes silent. Haicma sits alone before her drawing board. She has long contemplated what should be placed on the canvas to fill the empty space in the center. She even asked the one who claimed to be the best artist ever, but no useful suggestions was given. Who said that? Who said they were greatest artist? Someone in the church? Nanami? Me? Him? There are two pieces of hand holding a stem. But Haicma is not sure what to paint the top of the stem. What does the lily look like in your vision? Her pen pressing against the paper, Haicma slowly closes her eyes. At dawn, the first ray of sunlight goes through the window and sneaks inside. After they travel around the room in the high-up space, they gather around one painting. At the center of it, a blooming white lily glisters in the morning light. Well, that was quite poetic. What did chat say? HI3 is the best, always will be. Story-wise maybe. And the schematics, I don't say that. Combat and sound design BGR. And Wu is... We'll see. We'll see. Maybe one day I'll be the anti-Valix and stream and stream HI3 story. That'll be funny. That'll be really funny. But no, I'm not into lesbians, unfortunately. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't cancel me, no. Alright. We have chapter 4. DMC has better combat, trust. Hell yeah. He'll be the virtual to my Dante. The maid to my Kiana. The Sasuke to my Naruto. God, you're killing me. You're killing me. But you know what? That is truly a Dattibayo case, you know? It's truly Dattibayo. God, I'm tearing up, man. Alright, let me drink some water first. First of all, let me ask, is the sound good? Like the, between the audio of the game and mine. Like, none of them is like too loud or too low or something like that. I'll drink even more water. Sounds good. Fantastic. Alright, we move on. Let's continue reading The Road of the Hokage. 3.9 kilometers away from the conservation area, reconstruction site 03. Inside the library, amidst of the ocean of the small bookshelves, a white hat breaches the surface. Holding into the shelves, Haicma lifts her head, trying very hard to scan the books at the top. What voice I should give Spooner? How much longer are you going to look? I'm not sure. At worst, until I finish browsing every book in the area. Why are you going this far? Our database has yet to record all human knowledge, Spooner. I believe fixing a hole after discovering it is the responsible thing to do. Then how about letting me help upload all these books? Spooner, do you know how humans define a miracle? It's probably after the fact conclusion of an event that happened almost statistically impossible. What if that event keeps happening repeatedly then? Then perhaps you should find a way to isolate it? As if hearing the most boring answer, Haicma turns her attention back to the shelves. Spooner? A bit strange, but I can't say why. You mean this area? I mean you, Haicma. I'm surprised by your changes. Your shift that is still unraveling at the fundamental layers of your mindset. This will make you look different to the church. I don't think those folks will ignore it. Observing, understanding, perfecting myself, those are part of my mindset too. That's not the point. The point is that Project Arc. What? I'm afraid you might have to handle it here on your own for now. Sure, but where are you going? An old friend is here. Despite its vagueness, Spooner is not acting like it will be an armed encounter, so Haicma does not pray any further. She still has the need for the reference book, so she uses the decipher on some human literature. Just like how one would need first to understand the programs before reading a program of artificial intelligence, there must be an entry point to understanding miracles. The 100th weekend we met. What about the first weekend? Where is that book? Wandering between the shelves is a large number of books she has to find. To understand them, pile up all the questions she has together. You know what, Internet? I'm seeing you buffering. I'm glad you have been excellent so far, but I'm now seeing you buffering. And I don't care, I'm reading a visual novel this time. It does not matter. I just hope that the VOD doesn't have my voice cutting off or something. But then again, the screen has all the text, so even that is not an issue. But somehow, not all questions have a definite answer. This issue number, where's the first one? Here. She sees a hand passing a book silently. Whoosh! You briefly hear the sound of the wind never beating. Your prank has not panned out the way you expected. Instead, a book of 5 centimeters thick flies in your face like a brick. You would deserve that, Kmed. You very much deserve that. It's you. The book stops in the air. Haicma aggression melts away as you two lock eyes. How does the book stops in the air? Oh, I guess she grabbed it really quickly after she threw it, didn't she? Yeah, I can see that. It's not for my analysis of your voice, you would be dead by now. Damn, you could kill someone with a... Oh yeah, you can't kill someone with a book. I've seen that movie. I can tell, yeah. Still, you have shown up at the most appropriate moment. With that, Haicma hands you the book in her arms. I acquire interpretation on humans regarding the information in this book. What don't you understand? Everything. Where should I start, the big man? It will take a while to go through the whole book. If possible, please also summarize everything in the following books from the series. Woman, you're asking for the impossible. From me. So you turn the bookshelves under Haicma's watchful eyes. You bite the bullet and head towards towards where she has been, hoping to find the other books in the series. Sitting down next to the shelves, Haicma turns to the first page of the book, and there it is, reads, Miracles on the forefront. Does it mean I have to accept that miracles exist before I can continue reading this? Her fingers gently touching the notes on the title page. Haicma looks through the gap in the bookshelves at the human figure who just happened to overlap with her words. Miracles. Miracles. Acceptance? Suddenly, Haicma realized that her neutral circuit is somehow firing on all cylinders. Not only does her pile of questions remain unresolved, but something else with a higher priority pushes it into the corner. It's similar to what happened in the balcony. Rubbing her chest, Haicma does not have the chance to contemplate for too long as she discovers the strange presence behind her. Why are you here? God, what voice should I give her? Oh, you finally noticed. I thought you were ignoring me this whole time. Yes, it is I. A very bad Joker impression. Sitting on the two sides of the same bookshelves with their backs towards each other, Zero and Haicma talks at a volume that only two of them can hear. Yeah, first of all, we had the volume only dogs can hear, now we have the volume only machines can hear. I wonder what the volume only atoms can hear, huh? You've gone too rusty too, Haicma. Is it because of the humans? The church didn't tell you that part of this operation. I was in the neighborhood, and this place always seems interesting to me, so I thought I'd be ashamed if I missed it. Zero being interested in books? Even infected machines could not mutter something so nonsensical. Recalling old friend, Spooner mentioned, Haicma feels as long as Haicma can keep an eye on this human's whereabouts. Haicma, your mind is running much slower lately. Has something contaminated your judgment? Is it going to put Project Ark at risk? Now it's not too late to correct it. The library is under the control of the Human Conservation Area. It's not too hard to fry a human brain, as long as you mush it thoroughly. There's no chance that the other humans will be alerted in time. By the way, those constructs are busy recycling their broken toys, and the accidents are proven to happen to those who travel alone. Her scythe extends swiftly, crushing the sound of the gears turning. Pages scatter into the air as the book swept by its blade. Haicma turns to face now the empty shelves, her gaze pacing through the falling pages. Disengage, Zero. Now. Zero's familiar face flashes through, vanishing between the white pages. Without her usual banter jokes, Zero's final expression is the one of surprise and confusion. As Haicma hears footsteps approaching from behind, Zero has disappeared amidst the scattered pages. Man. Crazy Andre voice? Thank you. I should work on my vocal performance. Koro Games, hire me. I'll do a perfect Zero. The only condition is that you should write her as someone who likes garlic bread, despite being a machine. This is the only condition I'll voice her for with. And you should pay me in garlic bread too. The German kind. That's what Haicma wants. It's nothing like what you guys think. God help me. I'm gonna voice Chariot of all people. That's fascinating. After all, I was sent here. Are you going to barge in and shine a spotlight on the Church of Machina? Don't worry. I found something the humans hid in the library a while ago. If they aren't using it anymore, then I might as well give it the chance to shine. I wish Chariot never appears again in this story. I know he doesn't, at least I don't remember he does. But if he does, my throat is going to die. God damn. Now imagine Spooner saying, Yamete kudasai. Yamete kudasai. Chariot, you cannot do this to Haicma. Yamete kudasai. You can ask me if you have any question. I don't. Not yet. Sitting across Haicma on the table, you notice her peeking ever so often to the point where she's barely flipping through any pages in the book. There are guards from the conservation area that are watching around here. I don't think you have to worry about corrupted showing up. The chance of corrupted appearing here are less than 1%. That they would have to worry about me is just... Just what? The possibility of us meeting is much lower than that. What do you think about it? What an abrupt suke. Nothing you can do if she doesn't want to say. Yeah, don't press it. Perhaps some answers don't need to be a percentage? No? We'll always find each other, like it's written within the stars. You open the book in your hand. Despite the groundless its fantasies are, those stories will always be part of how humans endure and survive. I don't think your premise supports is based on what's written here. I'm here now. I'm glad I ran into you for the 4th time. Thank you, Commandant, for reminding me that this is the 4th chapter. Thank you. Because tracking those while reading them is kinda annoying. Sometimes I just mix them up. My theory is that you are the only one here because you're only building in this area with a unique purpose. Hypothetically speaking, if this library did not exist, there's no way that a 0.08 chance would have... She stops. Even though her expression has not changed, you feel how much she loathes the conclusion she's about to make. It would be ashamed if we missed each other. We'll have to wait until our next meet in the ruins in the 5th time. The wind blows past the window, catching the corners of the pages and turning them into the other side. Let me check something. I read that correctly, didn't I? So it's gonna be ruins next time, I see. Wait a minute, how do you know that, Commandant? Or are you just spouting nonsense? The wind blows past the window, catching the corners of the page, turning them into the other side. The sun shines through the clouds, getting gradually brighter, and the words on ivory pages seems to skimmer in the light. Was it that people said, language is power, laughter is magic? Impet as you may look, you hope that things may have done can cast away the shadow within Haicma and everyone in the conservation area. Holding into the fluttering pages, Haicma strokes the words on them once again. But immediately afterwards, she smells something unusual in the calming breeze. She can smell? She stands up, ignoring the chair she knocked down, looking at you as if she's gesturing to you to stay close. I follow. In the wide passageway, the two of you move quickly in tandem. You seem to recall that this is the fire escape. Is something wrong? Don't worry. I just wanted fresh air. God. Detonating. Boom! The deafening blast engulfs everything. Shattered windows, sweeping smoke, and the heat surges towards you from the behind of the insatiable inferno. Haicma takes advantage of her mechanical body, closing the distance between you two and the fire door in haste. See? Haicma can easily escape the kill box. Only the puny human will perish here. I'm glad Wan Shi killed you, you bastard. I'm really glad he did. And I wish he does it again. I know you're dead, but I wish he does it again. Save your energy, Spooner. Instead of confronting me, you should think about how to correct Haicma later. Considering my future knowledge, this is very funny. About who corrects who. Easily slamming the open heavy door, Haicma turns and reaches out to the distressed human, ignoring the warnings about the extreme heat. Estimating the human is too slow, there's a 98.3 chance of failure. A success rate of 1.7 is enough. She is willing to gamble on the tiniest possibility. Character growth, ladies and gentlemen. Let me mimic Valix for a second. Explanation mark. Suddenly, she feels the pain of the hands on her body, pushing her away. She's a robot, she does not breathe. Story bad confirmed. It's metaphorical. Yeah. How come she breathes? I was promised robots. I was not promised human filth. Story is horrible. Suddenly, she feels a pair of hands on her body, pushing her away. Miracles have not answered her prayers. Having devoured everything, fire and smoke gushes out of the passage. As she arrives at her base at the night skies already wiped away all the noises. Haicma returns to the room with all her paintings. Although the purpose of the repairs included not restoring her mind, she has rejected all of them. Like I said, Valix, yesterday, we do learn from the master. We do learn from the master. Her pens moves and turns, accurately illustrating the old shelves. The books of varying heights, the uneven gaps between them. But her pen pauses midair, as if it's about to touch the part in the center. A mistake. Haicma goes over the decision she made in the meeting again. Zero is temporarily removed from all operations, since her actions has altered the constructs from the conservation area, risking the church's magnetic exposure. Chariot is not reprimanded, given that he was not acting under Zero's position. He was not grounded? Well, he gets a better grounding next time. From a one that can allow the she. The fuck am I talking? Damn! The fuck am I saying? Even Spooner is... Spooner. Having I can't believe all the time I've been reading Spooner's name, I have not made a single spoon joke. I'm kind of angry at myself. Spooner defended her. Why would he defeat her? Have defended her during the meeting. Also came to talk to her privately on the same topic afterwards. Without exception, every key member of the Church of Machina agrees after hearing the reports. Haicma's actions have deviated from the behavior of a machine logic. If she had not got at the place as quickly as possible, Her paintings may have also been taken away for assertion. A mistake. The way I treated that human is a mistake? She could have made excuses, an imposition, an observation, or even an infiltration. But there's a voice within her that speaks without hesitation. Yes. It's an answer from deep within her mind, a rational analysis that she's choosing to ignore. When my mind is telling me no, but my body is telling me yeah. I swear, Commandant, how come you're raising even Nanami's own nanny is impressive to me. Alright, let's see what chat said. What is the Spooner joke? Why his name is Spooner? Is he a spoon main? Hate folks? Yeah. Fork is like... Fork is for, you know... Why am I avoiding saying it? Fork is for pussies. You heard it here on the Rojack channel. You eat everything with a spoon. Spoon works with everything. You can even eat garlic bread with a spoon. While a fork cannot do a lot. Fork is always failure. Spoon is the future. The dawn is coming, and the face of the center of her painting see no progress. As the land showered in the morning light at the daybreak, all that remains is the vacant room and the brushes left behind by the picture of an empty face. Struggling to tear a rift in the darkness, you manage to confirm that you are, in fact, still alive. God damn it. Why you're still alive? Bro. Bad game. He should be dead. Wait, Commandant is me. Why am I saying this? You try to recall the moment before you lost consciousness. Realizing that you could have not escaped, you instinctively choose to do what you could to save Haicma. Ah, so you are the hands that pushed Haicma away. I see. Then how did you survive? Are you awake? You cannot identify the blurry silhouette, but your eyes manage to focus on the black and white figure. Please don't make any sound. There are corrupted nearby. It seems that you are placed behind the low wall. Poking her head out, Haicma is carefully keeping watch. You feel her hair in your hand, but it no longer feels smooth. You look down to find the end sharp. Please don't worry. Your companions are expected to be on their way. You want to ask her about the damages only to realize that you cannot speak. Meanwhile, darkness threatens to overtake your numbling consciousness once more. I'm so sorry for causing you harm. Your hearing starts to fade. I will review all my experiences since encountering you. I hope I can find an answer. Your vision darkens. So allow me to say an indefinite goodbye. You try to clutch the end of her hair with your last bit of strength, but you can grasp all the crumbled pieces. God damn! That was something. That was the longest one too. So this takes place before chapter 17. basically. Before chapter 16, even. Interesting. Alright. We have 2 more. 14.5 kilometers away from the conservation area, we are reconstruction site 05. 05 this time, huh? Shocked. Yes, we do be shocked. The endless desert is like the end of the road of exile. The momentous scenery capable of paralyzing visual sense. Walking on it, a defective mechanoid. More precisely, she has to believe that she is defective. She's a machine. Calculations or possibilities are what guide her path. Beyond them, everything else is not dissimilar to the desert beneath her feet. There's no belief to believe, no wish to wish upon. There's nothing in the desert, but nothing is not what she wants. If the must cease completely. All her attempts to get rid of it must cease completely. Is that a sandstorm? Bang, bang. Your shots scatter in the knees of the corrupted, halting their advance. But it's clearly not enough to stop an army that is hitting in the sandstorm. The ravaging sand has lowered your visibility almost entirely. You cannot determine where to go if you do not know where the corrupted are. One mistake, you will get surrounded and lead to your demise. Is this canon? Yes. There's a reason why I told you that you should be watching Haicma's affection story after her chapter ends. Basically, every affection story from Haicma and onwards is canon. Like, it is confirmed to be 100% canon. Like, the ones before her are like, what is the word? Either canon or unimportant. Like, for example, Rosetta's affection story, the old Rosetta, is just her showing that she has, like, affection for, like, card games and such. Like, it shows that she likes playing card games. Like, it's stuff that doesn't matter, but it's details that do come back later. But the new ones, from Haicma and onwards, are canon. Because otherwise you'll be like, where did Haicma and Commandant meet? And stuff like that. They do say that they did meet and stuff like that in the story. Like, it's very briefly, but this is like the long version. So yes, they are all canon. From here on onwards, anyways. Alright. And behind you is a cave that leads to who knows where. This is your worst option. You may not be able to establish contact with Grey Raven if you go deep in the sandstorm. Blowing. Suddenly, a sharp blade strikes you from the blind spot. I dodge it. The rusty metal gaze upon your nose. A wave of scarlet monsters crawling, trying relentlessly to land their lethal strikes. Are they that close already? You know what? We shall risk it. We shall risk it all. This is probably the closest you have ever been to reaching the speed of a construct. You turn around, dashing into the cave as you hear thuds from a blade hitting the rocks right behind you non-stop. God affections short. Gate kept. Rosetta Gamble. SMH. Yeah, it's not gambling, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! She basically plays Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, she describes a game very vaguely, but it is just parody of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's very funny. Like the new Rosetta, like she has a pose where she does like the Yu-Gi-Oh pose where she has a dual disc in front of her. It's funny reference. And yeah, you are right. Affection stories should not be gatekept. Affection stories from like Ishmael Parhelion and onwards, the S ranks anyway, are fully unlocked and fully voice acted. Like you have seen how Rosetta has a fully voice acted story. That is her affection story. The new Rosetta anyway. So they are doing that. The problem is that new A ranks and all the old characters are still locked behind that affection gimmick, and I'm kind of annoyed by that. Especially that we have ones that are actually important now. They should fix that. This is probably... Yeah, I read that. I'm sounding like a corrupt... Approximately 2 hours until the sandstorm ends. Ever since she started walking, Haicma's existence has been tugged towards all directions by different numbers. No matter where she goes, conclusions made with a powerful calculation have been pushing towards a distant ending like an invisible hand. Until a human showed up, and a miracle started shining through outside her only oasis. She began to deviate from her path, guided out. Each time she got closer and closer to the world beyond the desert. But this is as far as she has gone. This is as far as she goes. Miracles are the stuff of humans, unobtained by a mere imitation. Damn. Approximately 1 hour, 57 minutes until the sandstorm ends. Damn it. It's going to be 67. Okay, I'm not gonna say it. The church is warning me about human sightings. I think Lucia's wedding dress story that was voice acted. Crazy stuff. On the other hand, there's that game called HI3. You know, I excuse a lot of the non-voice acted shit because Kuro didn't have money at the time. Developing Wuthering Waves to get money before it came out. So I'm excusing a lot of this shit. I am giving them a very large pass that I usually never give to any developer or any company in anything. I'm a very frank person. If you do shit, I will tell you you do shit. So I am really stretching it when giving them the pass here. I do hope that they go back and start voice acting a lot of shit. Because if they don't, and start, you know, fully voice acting everything, I'll be a very angry man. But then again, they can just hire me. I can voice act everything. And pay me in garlic bread, the cheapest labor possible. Update. The Babylonian Commandant, accompanied by Construct. The chance of encountering and the possibility of clashing with them is 2%. Optimistic number. But her last record shows that there's only 0.039 chance of she would meet the human again. If that miracle can happen once again, how optimistic a 2% chance this actually is. With that, Haicma stands up. A machine does not hesitate. If the results of her calculation, she will act accordingly. Are you attempting to believe in something again? She pauses for a moment. Words of counsel repeat in her mind like an alarm triggered when a line is crossed, questioning her neural circuit. But if you don't try to hold into something, miracles will never happen. Words of a true man commanded. Hypothetically speaking, if that human is in this desert, she knows full well how fragile humans are. There are many things that can take a human's life in the desert during a sandstorm. In a way, that's 99.961 chance of not encountering each other is what she wants. There's 0.011 chance that a rescue will be successful, on par with a miracle. But her priority has changed. Only thing she wants now is to try and hold into something. What you guys saying? Yeah, did not have the money and a game design. And a writer. Only a combat designer? Nah, if you voice act, you can ask them to pay you with black cards. I don't need black cards, man. They give me enough. I need my garlic bread. The fact that I'm not feasting on garlic bread daily is a crime. This should not be the case. I should be feasting on garlic bread every single fucking day. It angers me to not believe that there's not a single piece of garlic bread in my mouth right now. It upsets me. And I do agree that they haven't hired a writer for some chapters. Like, this game is a lot of ups and downs in some cases. Like, there's chapter E02, which has a good and a bad ending. I mean, good beginning and a good ending, but the middle is horrible. There's E04, which makes me want to throw up. And then there's Polaris Bond, which is like a roller coaster with a lot of downward hills. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. God help us. God help us all. Narrow and suffocating. Did I skip something? Alright. Narrow, suffocating and dark when the folk appears on the road. Every option seems to spell doom. The thuds and the clangs coming from behind, you do not have the time to figure out which path you should go. As to eliminate the option that's clearly further underground, hoping that it will even the odds. You run, climb, and run some more. Climbing way through, you finally arrive at an open area. The good news is that there is sign of scavengers living here in the past. Chances that there's a second exit on the other side of the end connecting to the surface. The bad news is that something else has entered the cave through the back door already. I'll not do this voice again. Holy shit, I felt that in the back of my throat. The corrupted have managed to block your path from both ends. Turning back is certainly going to cost you your life. So all you can do is charge forward. Lucia, Lee, Liv, you all are horrible bodyguards. My god, how many times will this man be on danger on his own? It's almost as funny as like the commander Nikkei, who gets a hole in his stomach every 5 seconds. I'm not joking, by the way. He actually does get a hole in his stomach almost every 5 chapters. It's funny. It's almost very funny. Never been more determined. Determination. Undertale. The power of Sans Undertale glowing into my eyes. Shame I don't have a soundboard on me right now. Shame. You move first, aiming while you run, holding your breath. You synchronize with your footsteps, with your heartbeats. Not yet. You are not close enough. You only have one magazine. You cannot afford to lose it. As you are about to pull the trigger, the corrupted raises its weapon. Out of nowhere, a blade of a scythe pierces the head you're aiming at, like a scene out of an absurd comedy. Scene out of an oh yeah, like those middle things that pull a cartoon character out of a stage. Like those hooks that pulls a character out of a theater stage in a cartoon. I know those. I am a boomer. Emergency knee slide. Emergency knee slide. The commanded famous technique. Domain expansion. Emergency knee slide. God. Ray Raven worst team ever. Alpha Sense. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. If Alpha is Sans, does that mean Winged Gaster is Virgil? Virgil's Gaster confirmed? Dear old God. You look at the blades swept above you, quickly withdrawing. Haicma? You still have your nuts though. Okay, this is the last one. This is the last time I'll say that joke. Nah. Without saying a word, Haicma swings at the corrupted rushing into. Robotic arms, torso fly in the air, as oil and sparks splatter everywhere alongside the metal scraps. Their bodies only become less fragmented after Haicma realizes that cutting their heads is more effective. It's the calmness and tranquility you have never seen. A harvest at its pure. The corpses in her way kicks aside, their tangent cables flung away. By the time the Grim Reaper finishes reaping the field, you can say an ending field, the noises finally subsided. Stepping over body after body, she holds her liquid-covered scythe and stands before you. I mean, I'll also be quiet if a white-haired mechanical girl with a scythe filled with possibly red body fluid is looking at me. Yeah, I would also be quiet. She's quiet for a different reason. She's like, really? Miracles exist? Truly? My observation shows that your body functions are operational. Do you need me to help you stand? Ah, she's smiling. I'm gonna lie down for a second if you don't mind. Her scythe quivers eagerly. You better stand up now in case she uses it to finish you to fish you up. She's like, you will die if you lay down, so get up. Get up, you lazy bum. Please turn around. Why? Please turn around. You turn around as quickly as you can. That's interesting. You immediately feel her palm touching your back. The metallic hand darts around your back, gradually warming you up. You're doing fine. I suggest you consider your physical condition before putting yourself in danger next time. Ah, she's doing medical check on him. Either that or she doesn't want to see her blushing face. Or both. That's low enough. Yo, Haicma. Yo, why are you touching him? Those cheeks are apparently claimed by Luciole. You cannot touch the cheeks. I know I say haicmanuts, but then you should not. I can't expect your back, which is why I inquire a sense of touch. Unless you are willing to accumulate a visual observation. She's telling you to get naked. Bro, do it. No. You motherfucker. You wasted it. I shall continue then. Is it really necessary to go this far? Human bodies are fragile. You might be injured somewhere we can't see. No, Alpha Bean Sands means Lucia's papyrus. Lucia... You mean one day, after Command marries Lucia, he'll be like, do you accept Commanded as your husband? And she's like, yes, I accept. And Commanded just has this look of horror on his face. I need to like sit down and draw that. That'll be funny. That'll be hilarious. Human bodies are fragile. You might be injured somewhere we can't see. I can't put a diagnosis report like a construct after all. Perhaps this is why humans charge forward on the path they believe in. Haicma speaks softly. Before you can ask anything, she takes 2 steps back. Inspection complete. Your physical condition is acceptable. She does not seem to have any intention of cleaning the stains of the fight she has left on her. She just stands quietly, lost in thought. Not even when you search for your belongings does she react. Unlike how she always had her eyes on every move when you first meet, Haicma leaves her blind spots fully exposed for you now. Oh. If that's the case, reaches out. What are you doing, Command? Why are you reaching out for her? Prioritizing explored areas. Wrong voice. Prioritizing explored areas. Asserting risks. Route plotted. We can move now. Her voice stops the moment you touch her face. That is inevitable. Understandably, as the stains on her cheeks are hard to remove when you're trying to be gentle as possible. Oh. Romantic music play in the background. Currently it's not playing, but imagine romantic music. These are called affection stories for a reason. That would be some character progression for Lucia, alright. Yeah. Lucia, the proud member of the Royal Guard. You're not cloth. Even though they are better fit for according to the manual. Instead, you take out your handkerchief without second thought. Yeah, a gun cleaning cloth would be better to, you know, clean someone made of metal. But he's like, no, I respect the lady. I'll use my handkerchief for the lady. Unlike what you have expected, her face does not feel metallic and cold. Instead, the temperature is slowly rising. Slowly rising. Oh. As the warmth from her delicate face reaches your palm, your hands move ever slower. Hold on. I forgot to disinfect. Sorry. The liquid splashes from the damage corrupted cannot infect or damage me. Right. It hasn't obscured my visual models or caused any mobility issues, so why are you... Well, don't you feel uncomfortable like this, Haicma? Hesitating briefly, Haicma closes her eyes and lowers her head as if trying to conceal something. I won't. I suppose I was assuming. She's concealing that blush. Somebody tell Commandant she's a robot. Liquid splashes. Yeah. Commandant, you think that will stop this man? No, he will not stop. He will find the way of Clank. He will find the way of Clank, indeed. Oh. Never forget protection 07. Yeah, I mean, she did say she doesn't need it, so. After you finish cleaning the facial area, all that remains is her shoulders. You can consider using metal scrapers if you want to be more efficient. Request denied. Damn it, he got her. He got her. Meanwhile, in the desert. It has been 4 hours since the sandstorm ended. You sit on a dome with Haicma and wait for the transmitting of your locations. For those who don't know what a dome is, it's those hills in the sand in a desert. Despite Haicma's combat ability is way beyond what you imagine, you still cannot leave her in the desert on her own. Except you have not been able to locate her name in the register of the nearby conservation area, however hard you may try. Commandant. While your mind wander off, your comms are back online. Rescue Force, where are you? Close enough to have eyes on you. But we cannot identify the construct next to you. Please state her origins. Haicma's origins? Accompanied me. I can guarantee you she's not hostile. The other side of the comms falls silent. Your heart sinks. We have received reports that Scavengers had the sight of an uninfected Golden Age machine lately. If she cannot find credible identification, you have permission to make a similar assessments. You want to see idea where the rescue force is located, not to mention if they want to be equipped with the sniper rifles and the like. Smart. I mean, I always knew he's smart, but man, the man has to be stopped. Yeah, this man will not be stopped until every metal is clanked, until every galaxy had a supernova. You'll know what the latter part means later. But not even the galaxies are safe from him. Furthermore, the tension situation at the conservation area means that constructs stationed there are more trigger happy. You cannot guarantee that they will not fire. Oh, sorry, but the recent changes in the regulation in the conservation area means that we cannot take any chances. Please allow us to storm the target first. Please, request denied. Please restrain yourself. She's my wife. We cannot be sure that she's not programmed to harm the conservation area. Please understand. Not to mention that our order comes from the higher-ups of the chain of command. I cannot follow your order even if you overrank me. Do not use force. I repeat, do not use force. Commander SWAT, please stay where you are. I promise you, that's just following her programming. Going to shoot her? Are you going to shoot the human? Damn. Look, the strong words from Commandant here. Are you going to shoot her? Are you going to shoot a human? You just shot her heart, my bro. If that's the case, then suddenly a calming aura embraces you from the behind you the moment you are about to react. A decline, or maybe a solace. Her metal arms bend, giving you a clumsy but warm hug. Ah, that's sweet. I'm sorry to have you part here. I wish you well. Aren't you leaving with me? Bro wants his cake and everything. Holy shit. Don't worry. I think I have never been closer to the answer I have seek without your help. Now I should carry on with my mission. I promise I'll start looking forward to the next encounter the moment I leave the desert. Good luck. Soon, Haicma lets you go. You watch as she walks expressionless into the shadow before she disappears into the dark, giving you a small bow. She's Batman? Turning around, you follow the footsteps of the two of you left behind in the dome, and you too disappear. Our apologies. Please excuse our cautions. According the two of you without proof was my fault. Accusing the two of you without proof was my fault. Please apologize to her to me if you have the chance. Ah, even the construction construct guy is not a bad person. That's nice. What I like about the romance shit in this game is that, unlike other games of this type, it's like just pure like affection and romance. Like, it's not gooner shit, which is nice. Like, it is just nice for reading. Not much into the self-insert stuff, but although this is a nice read. Like, if you're gonna have romance between the main character in a gacha, this is how you do it. Nikkei, stuff like Nikkei pushes it a bit too much. But what are you gonna do? That night, Haicma does not return to her temporary base until very late. She has been searching for a few things that the conservation area considered useless. In an empty space, Haicma places the objects where they were in her old altar. There is a pen, a piece of paper, and a metal plate that was cut from somewhere. Why a metal plate? Alright, so you can write on it, right? Gotcha. Even without a complete set of drawing tools, she still wants to try her best to illustrate this picture. The two solitary figures encounter each other in the sunlit desert, their tracks joining into a line, as if going to extend to indefinitely towards one direction. God, a lot of metal rizzing, I swear. Let's see. Haicma who? Haicmanuts. Have you seen the stream description, by the way? Like, I have the answer ready in the stream description. Like, every time you ask yourself Haicma who, just open the stream description and you will see it right there. HI3 best romance? Cause it has no romance? You are a liar. You are a big liar. There is a lot of lesbians in that game. I have seen it. I have seen it, Alex. I've seen the lesbianism in that game. It's ridiculous. Kiana has like done it with like, I don't know, 5 of her teammates and enemies by now. I guarantee it. Ah. 0.4 kilometers away from the conservation area. You have been strolling alone in the woods for almost 2 hours after learning about where a safe area is. There's no perfect way to tackle the struggle of the conservation area faces. Even when the night ends and the sun rises, the survivors will still curl up and hide in the dark corners. How many more graves do people on the surface have to dig for what might have been a long been gone? You find the endless field of wooden poles planted before you, as if a universe is echoing your thoughts. Damn, I ran out of water. Ah, fine. This is the last one, so I'll just go through it. Climbing up the hill, you find some small figure once again. A familiar figure once again. Without a single cloud, the night sky looks practically stunning. Instead of a view passed from Babylonia, this is the starry sky that most people wish upon. Even when they are capable of traveling among the stars, some habits are... To be fair, you're just not gonna wish upon the... It's just not the same. I say that. I played the Babylonia mode, it's just not the same. That was a weird thing that just happened. Anyway. Is it this day? You look up alongside her, watching the corner of the universe unravel in this part of the world. This passage of time has become hazy until Haicma eventually moves, fixing her hair after the wind tangles it. Kiana just also read very, very, very much palantically. Yeah. Yeah, sure, bro. Sure, bro. I believe you. I believe you. I'm dreading the day you play Heaven's Burn Red, Valix. I'm really dreading that day. It's basically HI3 story almost to T, except with like, I'm gonna say angel beats shit. So I know you'll love it, and that's why I'm dreading that. You don't look up the stars from down here often, do you? No, not really. You? I prefer operating at night, so distant stars are what I can see. Wrong voice. Starry nights are calming. They are very suitable for organizing my stored data and collecting my thoughts. And reducing stress for the time being? Stress. I require fresh air for a balcony as well. I seem to recall saying that a hilltop is more suitable. The two of you are standing on a small hilltop right now, where the cold air night gathers. I don't think your premise supports it on a base of my analysis of this experiment results. What premise? The location, the air, and you. Me? What's wrong with me? I only have a healthy obsession with garlic bread women. Like, beside that, and that's not a wrong thing, that is a virtue. Beside that, I have zero faults. I am a perfect human being. Do not look at me. Do not look at me like that. skin temperature has been steadily dropping moderately. It's nighttime after all. What does that have to do with anything? I can help maintain your certain temperature. Food that I'm not expecting, woman. Like a radiator of sorts. Like a radiator of sorts. Yeah. Do you want a radiator? Oh, wait a minute, Nexus. You said that the winter is hitting you hard. Why did you try shoot your shot with Haicma? She will be a good radiator. Especially for the nuts. Oh, God. Before she finishes speaking, Haicma grabs your arm after getting closer behind you. I know how HI3 is just Evangelion for girls. Evangelion is Evangelion for Evangelion. That's what I know about it. Like, it's a series that even its creator hates. Like, he openly acknowledged how much he hates his own series. It's something he made for lols and got so popular, and now he actually just dislikes now. He made those 3 movies just to, like, shut the book and be like, I'm done with this shit. So people don't harass him about it anymore. Even though the series got so popular because he started making the movies. So, yeah. Take that of however you will. Can I use her as RAM? Boy, if you connect her to RAM, she'll also have access to your entire search history. Are you fine with that? Like, she will know everything you're doing in your computer from top to bottom. Like, as long as you're fine with her knowing everything you're doing and your search history, then go ahead, sure. Use her as RAM. She'll be fine with it. Before she finishes speaking, Haicma behind you. Radiating heat. Holy shit, he's actually using her as a radiator. My god. A Chad clanking of the metal chatter here. A human hand is indeed very delicate. As a soldier, you would have interpreted her words as a threat if someone else had said it. I mean, fair enough. It's not very hairy. Humankind advancism is less severe than I expected. You like them hairy, woman? Yo! Sorry about that. He's like, you wanted me hairy? I can grow it up for you. She likes them hairy. God damn it. I forgot how wild this shit is. I'm sorry about that. In more ways than one. I truly apologize. You don't have to apologize. It's not your fault. Although it does make less diverse presentation for humankind, which is regrettable. God, she does actually like them hairy. I cannot believe this shit. She's a robot man. I'll just turn off the voice module, whatever. Bro, you have not been here at the beginning of the stream, Alex. She literally holded him. Commandant approached her and she literally just holded him with one hand, like straight, and that is like a military guy. What chance do you have of actually shutting her down without her turning you into an omelet? Like, it's not happening, bro. You're not doing anything without her permission. None. I still can't get over the fact that she likes them hairy. God damn. Suddenly, Haicma rolls up your sleeves, revealing the bandages hidden underneath. My estimation is correct. A new injury. It's fine. It's just a scratch. I treated it. I see. She was doing all of that because she knew he had something hidden there. Yeah, I see. Okay, that makes more sense. Then again, she's still sus for the hairy shit. Initiating another full body assessment. Okay, she is very sus, yeah. Streamer's not sorry about that. Do not expose me. Do not expose me. Wait. That is not necessary. Human bodies are very fragile. I need to be 100% certain. I promise you, this is the only injury. How did you figure it out anyway? Commandant, you slay bastard. I know you'll be ready to undress for her if it wasn't the middle of the night. I know you. You slay bastard. Your rest too was turning slower than usual compared to the past records. She knows how well his wrist turns? Bro. I created a separate folder for you about you. Please don't try to hide it from me. You wish you had a woman that created a folder about you. You wish you had a woman that created a folder about you. Bruh. She was like, oh, so good, that not a gooner. Haicma 10 seconds later. Like the Haicma Henry. Haicma Henry. Oh, this is gonna be the end of me. God damn. Oh, alright. I need to finish this. I need to finish the story. Before I'm completely gone. You know what? You know what, Valix? Here we go. We have been having a lot of viewers this stream that come and go, and they'll all see your masterpiece over here. You're welcome. The people of a conservation area were a little restless. Some dispute were on the table. Ah yeah, so the people conservation area were angry at you for not doing everything for them, and they just hit you like this. Is the situation bad already? It's not looking good. Complications and misfortunes in the conservation area are immeasurable. But, miracles or not, someone has to stand up and try to hold into something, especially when that something is a spike coming at you. Damn, conservation area got hands. Stream gonna get cancelled before 10 subs? Damn, I haven't reached 10 subs and I'm already cancelled. I cannot believe this. Even though I swore that I would I thought that hating orange bread makes you uncancelable. Sub unlike Rojak, help him get better streamer hardware. Yeah. I need to like make a Ko-Fi or something, telling people to donate for my new streamer hardware. I want to stream something like Warframe or Helldivers or some shit. Or stream myself reacting to Paddington 2. You know, the priorities that matter. You sit down where you are. Pretty exhausted from all the walking you have done. Sinking your fingertips into the ground, you grab some of the soil, clutching them into your palms. Until something else appears before you. Paper? You look up to find Haicma staring at you eagerly. Don't worry about me, Haicma. Those were just small quarrels. Haicma nods before passing to you some pen and brushes. She sits down next to you, opening her own sketchbook. You take a peek. Seems to be putting down some colors of the night sky. You try to sketch as well, but you soon discover that you cannot ignore the arguing voices in your head. Your lines begin to tangle together, struggling to become a definite shape. Wow, they are describing in pure detail that he sucks at drawing. Look at this, Valix. They are describing in pure detail that he sucks at drawing. Incredible. Why are we staying here? Why so many graves on the surface have to dig where they may have long gone? Oh, so that's the thoughts that he has in his mind. Okay. Yeah, that's very commended-like. Haicma, I'm here. What will happen if we leave Earth? Must be very difficult in the beginning. Assuming you were traveling indefinitely, you first have to perform mass modifications to the remaining of human population. The coordination between humans will be the first problem for Babylon to solve. Her calculations are unsympathetic, but it's closer to reality. Still, it's not what you wanted to hear. Then you will have to locate to a habitable planet. You'll also have to consider the possibility of encountering other intelligent lives and civilizations. New planetary environment may send humans down an entirely different path. Knowing everything is boring, especially for a fantasy. Haicma yearns for the unknown that may why she loves the stars, even if she does not realize that. All the mysteries on Earth were solved back in the Golden Age. It was the wealthiest and the purest era. And the poorest era, sorry. With a database that includes everything, Haicma wonders if the planet without secrets, and if she was a god strolling in her own creation. Without variables, it's a dull and tiresome journey. Since AI art is a thing, nobody sucks at drawing anymore. Anyone is a chump that draws themselves. Can you really say that's them drawing though? They're just telling someone to draw, or in this case an AI to draw. It's literally commissions, but with more steps. You know? Like, you're not commissioning a person, you're just commissioning a machine now. It's still the same thing. It's commission, but you have more details and say in it. That's how I say it anyway. The only thing remaining that she can observe are perhaps humankind unknowns, or the gods may have not touched. What about Earth? Huh? Can we really go? What will happen to Earth? Haicma thinks for a moment before answering. I suppose she'll smile as she sends you off. Like how a mother treats her grown children. With sadness, her face is serene and hopeful as the starlight that softens its edge. The corners of her mouth rise subtly. Won't be a shame if humanity abandons everything? Not everything. They'll bring with them memories, hope, and miracles. I think that's enough. It's enough. You won't be lost just because you're not who you are. You will find a new home. It's written in the stars. The night sky breeze passes through the domes, engraving her smile forever in your memories. Hey yo. Fuck AI drawing? No, it's not. Yeah, I'm not saying it's good, Valix. Here's the thing, I'm not saying it's good or anything. I'm just pointing out the process. Like, they are not drawing shit. Here's the thing. They're just commissioning a machine instead of commissioning a person. It's still shit. It's still bad. Fuck it. But the process is still the same. They are not drawing. They are the people who say they are AI artists. They are not artists in more ways than one. Not just because they are not drawing, but because it is literally just commissioning a machine. In the end, it's the machine that does the work. Miracles. Ineffable as they may be, they are what humanity seeks all their lives. Someone was always searching for the stars, even in the darkest nights. Have you finished painting your starry night? Noticing some changes in the background of her painting, from the corner of your eye, you cannot help but leaning and taking a peek. However, goofy music. However, Haicma closes the sketchbook immediately. Bro, do not look into a... Journals are private. I don't recommend praying. You're looking into a maiden's book. You animal. Commanded, you animal. How dare you? Sorry. Your upset scrabble seems to have caught Haicma's attention. You better flip to the next page. Excuse me? Were you journaling as well? It isn't. You have a feeling that Haicma have been waiting for that answer. Catching you by the surprise, Haicma leans in, her white hat covering most of your vision, while your painting is fully exposed. It isn't, huh? You are post-sequence age abstract surrealist? He drawn something so bad that she took up a term that hasn't been used since Picasso. That is impressive. That is impressive. Please don't treat my sculpting as artwork. You flip to the next page immediately. Had the piece of paper belonged to you, the thermite grenades you are carrying would have been used by now. Damn. Exactly. That doodle for more than an AI art. I expect looking like a 5-year-old AI art. To watch the video where Nero Summer draws and Judge Hard. Wow, Nero Summer has really left an impression on you. And yeah, you are correct. The only use... When AI Out first happened, I expected some... I was optimistic, but that optimism immediately collapsed. It reminded me why I have an avatar that looks like he has seen all the shits of the world. I shouldn't be optimistic about shit like that. I'm always looking at the empty glass, and I should always keep being that way. Yeah, she legit pressed because she did not use AI generated art. Haicma review, not enough hair. Not enough hair on this. I'm not gonna finish that sentence. I am not finishing that sentence. This is so fucking wild. I'll go back to reading. It's only this note left. You flip the pages immediately. Had not for the piece of paper belonging to you, The grenade would have been used, yes. Now it's my turn, it's only fair. Haicma stays silent for a while before finally opening her sketchbook. She forcefully folds the other half of the sketchbook onto the back in such a way we can only see one page. When you see it's undoubtedly a masterpiece that would have the WGAA. The what? WGA AA. That Isla, the company you were working for, they better use a better autogram. GAA is so horrible to pronounce. From another perspective, the uniqueness of this painting also makes it completely different from any other exhibit of the WGAA. This is amazing! Why would you hide it? Forget it, you should focus on drawing something passable in response. You turn back to your piece of paper, desperately trying to come up with something to draw. The drawing hiding on the next page of her book is just an ordinary sketch. Ah, so she's hiding in her actual drawing and just showing you a one she made very quickly. I see. I see what's going on. It's a portrait of a human with a smile, like a pond that never dies, so water as clean as a mirror. My god, she's smitten by him. Time passes. Until the first ray of sunlight illuminates the sky, declaring the end of the night. Damn, it happened to give me depression. Damn, I'm so much wilder when I'm chat rather than the stream. Crazy. Yeah, chat gives you a different air, doesn't it? Yeah. That is the true Valix you're seeing right now here. You're getting an exclusive view of the real V-Man himself. Until the first ray of sunlight illuminates the sky, declaring the end of the night. Currently, in Babylonia, after bidding Haicma farewell, you have since returned to Babylonia, having been kept on standby without end. The lengthy rescue missions is over, meaning all participants will have to face an insoluble paperwork. God, it's paperwork. I cannot believe this shit. Cases, analysis, conclusions. Good, you have filled all of them. You have more or less finished writing all the reports you have required to complete. Stretching your sour shoulders, you turn off your terminal. You put away your chair as you stand up. As you rest, the galaxy before you keep reminding you of that night. What will Haicma be doing right now? Is she still wandering somewhere dangerous? Or maybe she's searching for another perfect location to stargaze. Somewhere she can see Babylonia. Regardless, a storm is coming. And this will be the calmest night before the storm. I see. This basically confirms this is before chapter 16 and 17. For the twins incident. Ouch. Before the incident of the twins, yeah. The transport force is ready, Commandant. You holster your pistol and you maintained there not too long ago and you grabbed your terminal. Straightening your collar, you adjust your uniform before walking towards the Grey Raven as they wave at you. If we meet again, you recall the last promise you made to each other. Haicma. Don't get dragged into the storm. Unfortunately, she was not just dragged. She was dragged in more ways than you can possibly think, my guy. Back on Earth, the lady turns her gaze away from the stars, back to something else she matters the most. As much as she preferred turning to the portrait and touching the outline, then pulling the image in her head. But the paper has its own problems. The frequency of flipping already has seized the corners of the page. Damn, she flipped to the page where command is drawing so much it wrinkled. That's crazy. She will draw more when the time comes. Closing the sketchbook, Haicma carefully puts away getting the end of her maintenance. Her eyes, as clear as a pond, scan her surroundings. She will not feel defeated even if she cannot find what she is looking for, because hope will grow in her heart. Wandering under the stars, Haicma casts a spell like mages in her books. We will always find each other. It's written in the stars. God damn. We're done. Holy shit. That was wilder than I remember. Like, I remember every affection story almost to heart, minus some small details. And one of those small details just happened to be Haicma like in a Man Be Harry. I cannot believe this shit. Ooh, that was very fun, I'll say. How long I've been streaming? 2.5 hours. Ah, that explains why I felt like this. My shoulder is gone because I have been holding the phone with one hand this whole time. Ah. God damn, indeed. How is the affection story in general, Valix? I'm curious about your opinion. For me, it was good. Like, it has the title of being an affection story, so her and Commander being affection is like something I see happening. But it's also nice to see like some development in lighthearted moments from time to time. And also nice to see that there is actual hostility between like Church of Machina and the others. That's also nice to know about, that was a thing even before the Wachi encounter. Hike my hair. You know what? Fair. Very fair. I wonder what like the next affection story reading will be. I mean, I will read 21 after this. Like, not today, obviously, but next stream will be probably me reading another affection story. Let me check. Is it really just gonna be 21? Oh yeah! Roland exists. I almost forgot that. Sorry, Roland, my boy. I almost forgot that you exist. Yeah, but 21 comes out first. Alright. So next stream, let's see. I'll check tomorrow at work. I was watching with one eye, and one ear. My review said Haicma jokes are underrated. Yeah, you're right. There should be more Haicma jokes in the community. I agree. There really should. And yeah, this stream was meant. You can watch it as VOD as any time as you want. That was the main intention. When you told me that you might not make it, I was fully preparing to just read and leave you the VOD so you can watch it later to begin with. But happy you managed to catch up. Roland is cool. Yeah, his affection story is pretty cool as well. I liked it. But we'll be reading them in order. So we'll be doing 21 first, who got her chapter before her Roland's chapter. Almost right before it, actually. And then we'll be continuing onwards. So that will be next stream. Alright. I am, my throat is dry and I do want to sleep now. So thank you everyone for watching. Thank everyone for coming. Valix, Nexus, and all the people who visited the stream. This was pretty great. I did enjoy it. This was the most fun I had doing a stream so far, I'm not gonna lie. Especially since it's a visual novel reading, so the buffering will not affect the VOD this time, like it did with the Enfield one. So, it is nice. In any case, all of you stay safe, wash your hands, feet, head, eat, and sleep healthy. Unless it's garlic bread, in which case embrace your garlic bread heritage. And I'll see you all next time. Good read. Game for real books. Good night. Good night, Valix. And good night,